good morning, Cadre. We're here today for another Bad Blade series video. We're going to go ahead and jump right into that and talk about that. So what we're going to use today is the Ballenclaugh Honey Tobacco. Love this scent and wanted to get it used again. And I'm using a 2016 Rudy Vey Brush. So it's a really nice brush. I really like the look of it. And it has the Shave Mock Finest knot in it, which is a fantastic knot and it performs wonderfully. So, as far as the blade goes today, we are using a Gillette Super Thin. Not sure what that writing is. I don't recognize it, but we'll get into that here in a second and we'll talk about them. So, you open these up, and on the inside, what is quite interesting, which I find interesting, is it's basically an ad for a Gillette Vector, which appears to be a two-bladed handle razor, cartridge razor. These blades don't go into the Vector, but it is interesting that they do that. There is instructions in that other language there on the back side too. So it's a double wrapped blade. And here's what it looks like. So it has the Gillette logo, says super thin blade, and then on the other side says Gillette as well, and then it says new improved stainless. So we'll talk about this. We'll get started. Just as a disclaimer to begin, my research has led me to the conclusion that this blade is discontinued and no longer made. But we'll talk about that more in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you guys, I'm going to build my lather, and I'll be right back to start the shave. Okay, there's just something about this soap. It reminds me of like burnt toffee. Smells so good. Alright, so anyways, let's go ahead and let's jump into this. So as I mentioned, this blade is discontinued, and I posed two questions yesterday over in the thread, and if you guys aren't on the website, you guys are welcome to answer here. But I wanted to know basically, should I be using blades in this series that are discontinued? 1. 2, should I use blades that are not readily available at what I consider the shaving's big four? Amazon, Maggard's, Italian Barber, West Coast Shaving. If you can't buy a blade at one of those four places, should I be reviewing it? So far, and I kind of agree, it looks like with the like system, the common consensus is if it's discontinued, probably no need. If it's not available at the big four, but you know, you can get it someplace else at another reputable shop, probably okay. I agree with that, so that's probably the direction I'm going to take now going forward. So if a blade is discontinued, I might still use it. I'll just make it very clear, you know, that it is discontinued. I'll have to go back and look at my notes. But I think there was one other blade that I've used so far that was technically discontinued. Anyways, this blade, let's talk about this blade. That's what this is about. These blades are made by Gillette. They're commissioned to be made with the Gillette logo on them, so they're not like coming out of a Gillette factory. But then they're allowed to use the Gillette logo and sell them, obviously, and then profits will go to the company that makes them and as well to the Gillette company that gave them permission to use it. These blades, I'm pretty sure, are made in Vietnam. From what I've read is that there were 3 of these Gillette thin blades out there. So it's a very common name that Gillette uses to let them use when they're putting them in the market. Vietnam, Taiwan, and even some popped up in Brazil. But the writing on this is not Portuguese, so I know it's not that. And then basically what they do is they sell these into these markets. They've discontinued them. You can find Gillette thin blades still out there, but mostly on eBay. You're going to pay higher prices. They do come with a platinum coating though, and they averaged about $18.99 when they were being sold for $120, so roughly 15 cents per blade. But like I said, you can still find them on eBay. So we'll talk a little bit more about this and a couple other things, and I want to pause and rinse, and I'll be right back. Okay, some people actually speculate that these blades are actually made in China. And then different wrapping is put on them depending on what market they go to. To be honest with you, that kind of makes sense because all the text on the blade was in English, but then all the packaging is in a different language that I do not understand, which I believe is Vietnamese. So it makes sense, that's possible. Then depending on what market they're going to. So anyways, the shave, it's good. I'm getting a nice close shave. I'm not getting the best, but it's better than those trash blades that I've used the last couple times. So, but I don't know if it's like good enough to warrant like trying to stock up and paying exorbitant amount of prices on eBay. I mean, I looked at a couple of them, but it's not even worth it to really bring up because it's a price that I wouldn't pay. I mean, you're talking like $20 for 10 blades. Some people also talked about inconsistencies within these blades. And that's possible too. But I think, basically Gillette is an American company. And a lot of these second world and third world countries that still shave like this gives them an opportunity to get an American branded blade in their own country. If you know anything about economics, blade recognition is important, especially if you're a global company like Gillette. So the shave has been good. It's been better than those crappy shaves I got with that those 2 Chinese blades, the Assured one and whatever the last one was. I don't know. It's crap. It's good enough to warrant some blade buffing. To get a good shave, hopefully. My skin has been really dry, and when it dries out I get a couple of pimples that pop up. So I cut one here and I cut one over here. That wasn't the blade or technique. That's just my skin reacting to the winter and moving a sharp blade across it. I'm going to catch some raised spots. I'm ready for winter to be over. Things are going well with the site upgrades. Everything so far has been happening behind the scenes. So while we said that there was a possibility you guys could experience stuff, it's true and it's still possible. So far everything has been happening behind the scenes, so you guys shouldn't have noticed any changes yet. So overall really good shave though, really comfortable actually. I can tell it's not the sharpest blade in my arsenal that I've used, and it's not the smoothest, but it is an upgrade over what I've been using previously. So that is a good thing. So I'm going to rinse, clean up the gear, and then we'll come back and do post-shave, and then we'll be finished. Alright, so back, that was a good shave. I enjoyed it. I'm about DFS, you know, on most areas, BBS in a couple of other spots, but overall I'd say it was a good shave. Comfortable, much better than the previous ones that I've used. A good shave so far. So we'll see how it holds up. I'll use it again tomorrow and we'll go from there. And then we're going to start being just a little bit more critical after that on which blades we use if they're discontinued. If I uncover they're discontinued, I really don't know if I need to put episodes to them. So if there's some that are like still like they're discontinued but extremely readily available, kind of like, what one was it? I think it was one of the derbies actually was technically discontinued. I might still use it just because it's so readily available and just call out the fact that it's discontinued. So I think it was a derby that was discontinued technically now. I think the derby, I can't remember though. I'll have to go back and look. So I'm still using that aftershave. It clearly lasts longer than the soap. So when I don't have a matching aftershave, I use this. I've got a few applications left, but all in all, it was good. I hope you guys enjoyed. Aside from that, I'll see you guys on the pages, and I hope you guys all have a good day.